Come to a floor where you have some space, and we're just going to go ahead and get started by swinging your arms back and forth. You can make it fast, you can make it slow, I don't care. See where you're at right now. Awesome. Now bring your arms up and overhead. And then go ahead and catch your arms, one wrist is grabbed, lift up and over to one side. Inhale back to center, switch your grip, up and over to the other side. Coming on back to center, let your arms go. We're just going to take some little twists over to each side. This could be just teeny tiny, or you can make it a little bit bigger if you have the room, up to you. Awesome. One more twist, and then come back to center. Go ahead and bring your arms up and overhead, stretch it up nice and tall toward the ceiling, and then go ahead and dive it down into a fold here. If you're really far away from the ground, no worries, just go ahead and bend your knees, soften, roll back and forth. You can straighten and bend into your legs, or you can just hold still and fold on down. On your next exhale, big bend of the knees, roll it on up, super slow. Inhale brings your hands up, and exhale, bring your hands out to a T, reach them back behind you like you're trying to touch your fingers behind you, even though obviously they won't reach. And you can also roll your wrists if you'd like, or hold still, up to you. Go ahead and let that go. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Push your shoulders down, your hands away from you, chin to your chest. On your next inhale, go ahead and let your hands go. Bring them around back behind you. This time grab your hands, wrists, forearms, I don't care, whatever you can reach. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chin, lift your chest, finding that stretch in the front of your arms, in the front of your body. Big inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and let it go. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Push your hands away, shoulders down, away from your ears, chin to your chest. You can hold still here, or you can tip your head from side to side, up to you. Go ahead and let that go. When you're ready, take a couple swings of the arms. Now you're going to take your hands onto your hips, feet a little bit wider than hips distance. You're going to push your hips around in a big circle, like a white person, a luau. Sometimes how I'll say this. Let's finish our circle and then go back the other way. You might notice that one direction feels different than the other. Totally normal if that's the case. Just notice it. One more circle, and then come around back to center. Now, if you have any finicky issues with your balance here, now is when you'll go over to put your hand on something if you need it. And you're gonna try and kick your heel up toward your hand. If your balance is good, you're welcome to switch back and forth. But if your balance isn't great, you can just put your hand on something and kick your heel toward your hand. Now, you might not get there, you might be way low down here. That's totally fine. Just work on maybe getting a little bit more each time you kick. If you're doing one side only, go ahead and switch to the other side right now. Couple more. Last one. Good. Next up, feet are going to come a little bit more narrow. Hands on your knees. You're going to push your knees to the front, to the side, and around. Front, to the side, and around. If your knees are feeling kind of crunchy, then you don't have to push them super far forward. You can keep this teeny tiny. Or if you feel good, you can make it bigger. Let's go ahead and switch to the other direction. Front, side, around. Front, side, around. Front, and around. This is a very funny looking stretch. but it's a nice way to warm up or cool down your knees. One more. Very nice. Coming back up to stand. Bringing your arms back up and overhead. Reach it up toward the ceiling. Big breath in and exhale, dive it down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take your feet wide if that feels good, or you can keep them a little closer together. It's up to you. This is your time to stretch. Make it what you need. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Big bend in the knees, roll on up, super slow, all the way up to standing. Very nice. Last thing we're gonna do, take your hand, one hand's gonna go behind you slightly. You're gonna see if you can grab it with the other hand. If you can't grab up super high like this, you're welcome to grab a little lower. Only thing we're trying to do is pull, not pull, we're gonna press our shoulder down away from our ear a little bit. Then you're gonna take your chin so you're facing away from that arm that's being pulled, and you're gonna tip your head until you feel a stretch in that muscle where all your headaches live, where your shoulder meets your neck. This can be pretty intense, so you're welcome to come out of it and into it, out of it and into it. And then we'll release and go over to the other side. Arm is straight, grab it with your other arm like this. Shoulder down away from your ear, tip your head away from that held arm. Maybe getting your chin involved, maybe looking in and out of that. Awesome, go ahead and release that. And I lied, that wasn't the last thing. We're just gonna go ahead and start rolling your elbows, rolling your shoulders back, and then rolling them forward. Getting a little bit of motion in there after we did that stretching. Very nice. Hands come up and overhead. One last time, we'll stretch up and over to one side. Back to center, up and switch your grip, up and over to the other side. Very nice. Coming back to center, hands out wide, hands out behind you to a T. Reach your fingertips back behind you, looking up if that feels good. Exhaling, hands come forward, push your hands away, chin to your chest. Go ahead and let that go. Wiggle it out, and you're all done.